The best camera is the one you have on you. I'm sure you've heard this saying before, but what does it mean? Well, if that saying was turned into a camera, then this would be it. Meet the Insta360 GO 3S, a tiny action camera with an insanely sick design that makes capturing images convenient and easy. The camera itself is this pill that can record video with the press of this front button. Once it's clicked, it'll beep and start recording, which is shown by this red light on the front of the camera. And this camera, being in such a small form factor, allows you to take images in places that you never could before. Like on my hat for POV shots to experience what I'm doing firsthand, or the magnetic backing on it that helps to secure it onto metal surfaces for a stable shot. Being able to put this camera anywhere gives me the ability to capture my experiences like never before in a way that's convenient and unobtrusive. But having a camera that I can film in multiple angles and styles also adds variety to a type of camera that's normally very monotone in its looks. Just think about it. Action cameras tend to be strapped to a person or something else, and the footage tends to feel monotonous after a while. But this camera makes it easy to capture different styles of filming in a small form factor without being intrusive. The pill also comes with its own housing that is very similar to a GoPro, and this helps to bring the whole camera together. It'll charge the camera back to full, help change the shooting mode or the settings that you're using, and will give you a live preview of what you're shooting. But the best part of the preview is that you can still see it when the camera is detached from the housing, giving you a look into what the camera is capturing, similar to how a monitor can help you see what you're shooting, but in a more external fashion. The one downside is that the latency isn't the best, and it does take a second or two to catch up with what the camera is actually seeing. Even when the camera is inside the housing, it still has some latency. But when I shoot with it, I mainly just focus on pointing at whatever I want to capture, and because it's an action camera, it has a very wide focal length, so I don't have to really worry about getting the perfect composition. The camera also has a couple of other accessories that I like to carry with me, like this ball head that attaches magnetically to the bottom of the housing or to the camera by itself, and I paired it with my DJI Ronin tripod base that makes for a nice vlogging stick or to be set up on a flat surface conveniently. And this is in addition to the hat clip. It goes inside of my DJI mic bag and makes it super easy to slip into any bag without taking up too much space. But most of the time, if I want to be extra lightweight, I simply just take this camera plus a hat clip and throw it in my pocket. This is a camera that helps me shoot more content without needing to lug around a big camera constantly. And that's all that matters to me, because having a small camera inherently has a massive advantage. But what is that advantage, you may ask? Have you ever heard photographers talk about how they don't want to go out shooting because they don't want to take out their big, heavy camera gear?
Hey, isn't that what you do?
Wait. Well, a big reason why a lot of photographers feel that way is because they feel like having bigger, heavier camera gear makes it inconvenient to shoot, which could be the difference between capturing your award-winning image or staying back at home, because the thought of lugging around big camera gear just to shoot just isn't that appealing, causing you to leave your camera at home and miss the shot. This is what we call a barrier to entry, which puts up a sort of wall between you and the thing that you want to accomplish. And with a larger barrier to entry, the more difficult it is to do the thing that you want to do, which is exactly what bigger camera gear does. The bigger the camera, the bigger the barrier to entry is when capturing photos. However, the opposite is also true. By having smaller, more lightweight camera gear, this makes it more likely that we're going to take it out when we go out for the day and take that portfolio-worthy photo that you would have missed if you had bigger camera gear. And that's a huge reason I'm so in love with the Insta360. I mean, this camera being small and lightweight makes it so much easier to capture this content for you guys, and has decreased the barrier to entry for me shooting. I mean, just look at these clips of me running. This doesn't happen without a camera like this. It's very simple. Having smaller and more lightweight camera gear makes it a lot easier to go out and shoot. But of course, there are times where having more camera gear is necessary. For example, when I'm out capturing landscapes, I'm bringing my landscape bag with 2 cameras, a tripod, and filters. And without these pieces of gear, it's impossible for me to capture landscape photography, because these tools are necessary for how I want to express my art. But even then, I'm still focusing on being as lightweight and efficient as possible, especially when capturing professional type of work. I will only bring what's necessary, and I'm always focusing on cutting down the weight on pieces of gear that I have. It's why you don't see me carrying around a big, bulky camera and opt for smaller mirrorless cameras instead. This idea doesn't just apply to landscape photography, but to all niches of photography. Whether you're a wedding photographer who's on their feet for 8+ hours a day, or a portrait photographer who has multiple gigs to attend to, having smaller and lighter gear makes the process much easier and enjoyable overall. But how does this relate back to the best camera being the one you have on you? When I say the best camera is the one you have on you, it doesn't actually have anything to do with the camera itself. In fact, it's all about having something on you to take those images to experience the world around you. And having a smaller camera makes it easier to have a camera on you to shoot. Because I also feel like I get really caught up in having perfect image quality or the best lens for the right situation. Well, maybe this Insta360 can't compete with a Z6 III and a 24-70 in terms of image quality, but I can't put that camera in my pocket or stick it on a metal surface so I can get still shots wherever I go. Having this smaller camera simply makes it easier to shoot, and I'd much rather have this small camera than not bring a camera with me at all. Sometimes it's not always about taking the perfect photo with the highest quality images, but instead having a device that allows you to take the image in the first place. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is going out and shooting, and if a small camera can help you achieve that, then that's all that matters. Maybe it's not that important to have a billion megapixels and the highest quality images. All that matters is that you can capture the world around you and showcase the experiences that you have not only as a photographer, but a person with the privilege of being on this earth. So find a camera that's so small and easy to bring with you that you forget it's there. But if you forget it's there, then how would you take the photo? Anyways, just find a camera that fits you, but gives you the same experience that the Insta360 GO 3S does for me. Something small and compact that isn't a hassle to bring around and decreases the barriers to entry to capturing the world around you. And it doesn't even have to be an interchangeable lens camera. I know some photographers that like point and shoots. Just find something that works for you and continue to go out and experience the world. Anyways, let me know what that camera is for you down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And thank you so much for watching.